I love this time of year. This Sunday marks the 51st edition of the New York City Marathon. How's this? Race started back in 1970 with 170 entrants. This year, over 50,000 runners are expected to line up on the start line of this big city marathon. It's one of 4 big city marathons, and personally, one of my favorites. Seeing the athletes run through the 5 boroughs of New York, it makes really good viewing. Not necessarily the fastest course, but a nice one to watch. Today, I want to walk you through my top 3 predictions in the men's race for the New York City Marathon 2022. Let's have a look. Before we do that, if you're a running fan, which I assume you are based on the fact you're here, make sure you check out Relax Running's podcast. It's a weekly podcast speaking to the best of the best in the world of distance running. More than that, speaking to their team, exercise physiologists, dietitians, PTs, you name it, they're on there. That is Relax Running, weekly edition. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure you jump over and hit subscribe. But now, let's have a look at the start line for the men's race for this year at the New York City Marathon. All right, I feel horrible saying this because it means that last year's champ's not going to double if I'm right, but Evans Shebet is in my first place predictor. He's the Boston Marathon champ. He ran 2 hours and 3 minutes flat at the Valencia Marathon in 2020. The guy's a freak. I mean, who runs 2 hours and 3 minutes? There's quite a lot of them these days, I know, but what I'm trying to say is it's fast. Now, I don't necessarily think the fact that he's the fastest runner in the field definitely means he's going to win, because it's a bit of a windy, twisty, up and down kind of a course. But in saying that, like with his history in big city marathons, with 2 hours 3 next to your name, I mean, you have to have a pretty bad day not to at least finish in the top 3. So assuming he has a great one, let's lock in this Kenyan, Evans Shebet, for a win. I was about to tell you what time I think he's going to run, but I'm going to hold out because I'm not even completely confident that he's going to beat last year's winner. And just quietly, I wouldn't even be sad if last year's winner got up again. His name is Albert Correa. Now, this guy finished second in 2019. He won it last year. Obviously, there's a couple of little gaps there with the COVID interruptions, but he's experienced. This guy knows how to run the course. Obviously, a second place and a win. At very least, he gets out there and he's like, all right, I know this course as well as anyone. I think that confidence going into a race, especially with the foundation of times that this guy's run, he knows how to put a good performance down. It's a flip of the coin as to whether he's going to win it. But for the sake of clarity, and so I deliver on my predictions, I'm locking in Albert Correa for second place. All right, third place, we're looking at Shura Katata from Ethiopia. Now, this guy is the London Marathon champ from 2020. He's also second at the New York City Marathon in 2018. So, I mean, you look at the times of this guy, you look at the quality of this athlete, you look at some of his performances that he's laid down in big city marathons. I think he's going to be pretty close to the medals, if not sneak up a little bit higher from here. But I think he's going to be slightly outclassed by the 2 Kenyans. But nonetheless, we've locked in Shura Katata from Ethiopian for the bronze medal. Now, notable mention before we finish this bad boy up, Galen Rupp. He hasn't done a whole heap over the last couple of years. I mean, his performances, based on what he's capable of, haven't really been at the standards that we've seen in the past. He's a 2 hour 6 runner. I say that like it's nothing, but when you're racing 2 hour 3 athletes, it's hard to compare, isn't it? He's a mighty fine athlete. It'd be good to see a North American have a good day at the New York City Marathon. So there's my top 4 predictions. You tell me what I've missed. You tell me where I'm wrong. Get the arguments gone below. If you think this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, I spoke about myself in third person there, but I was referring to me. If you think I don't know what I'm talking about, let me know where I'm wrong. Let's stop by here next week, see how right I was or how wrong I was. Make sure you let me know. If you like these videos, hit subscribe. I'm here every week with new videos on all things running. So, hey, if you're running the New York City Marathon, best of luck to you. I hope you have a great day. Hope you run a personal best. And, hey, as I said, let's touch base here again next week.